All right, welcome everybody. Hello, hello. It is the new year. Hello. Am I live? I think I am. Hello out there. Welcome everybody to our first live session of 2024. I'm really excited to be here. I see people from all over the world here joining me. This is really exciting and fun. Welcome everybody to our first live session and our first challenge. We are kicking off the Start Strong Writing Challenge. Yes, the Start Strong Writing Challenge. Um, I love this challenge. We did this challenge last year. We brought it back because you all loved it as well. The purpose of this writing challenge is going to be to challenge you, as you might expect, but specifically challenge you in terms of your nimbleness of creativity. We're going to be stretching you a little bit. We're going to give you, to start out, a random prompt that came from our community, and we're going to be giving you some fun twists and tricks and all those sort of things along the way. But we are warning you up front. So we do recommend as you write for this writing challenge that you come in with an open mind, the spirit of adventure, and we're all going to have a lot of fun. Now, before I get into this writing challenge, I'm curious, what are your goals for 2024? What are you looking to accomplish? We here at Autocrit are here for you. If you're not familiar with Autocrit, if you've never seen any of our programs before or been to our website, we are a home for authors, and our goal is to be there for you every step of the way in your writing process. So we're there for the planning stage and the idea stage and the writing stage, and when you do that first analysis and all those developmental edits and even down to the line editing level. And we have a wonderful community to help you along the way, as in addition to our writing desk, which is our software. And we also have our academy where we do workshops and courses throughout the year to aid all writers. And very similar to some of the educational material you'll see here live on this channel. If you haven't had a chance yet, please like and subscribe, hit the bell, all those things, so that you stay tuned and you get all of the wonderful videos that we're going to be offering throughout the year. So let's see here. I'm just giving you all a moment to answer that question here. Finish the dang book. That's usually how it works. You wrote 20 short stories. You're aiming for 52. That's really impressive. I mean, productivity off the charts. I love it. Finish the series of novellas. Awesome. 2 novels that you want to write this year. Great. Finish a murder mystery. Finish your novel. Published the first 2. Self-published first book. A lot of you are aiming to publish for the first time, and that's wonderful. Getting yourself out there. It's a scary thing. Trust me, I know. I've been there. It's a scary thing to say it's done enough, because is it ever really finished, right? Art is just abandoned. It's never finished. It's like, it's done enough. I think I've done enough. We're going to kick it out of the nest and we're going to see what happens. It's a very hard thing to do, but until you've done it, you're just not going to grow very much as an artist. You need to get it out there, get the feedback, see what kind of response you get. Sometimes it's highly positive, sometimes it's a little painful, but it's helpful. It's feedback you need to hear. No matter what, though, you are moving forward, right? And I love having a group of people that are so determined to make 2024 a success. You are in the right spot. And that is why we do challenges like this, like the Start Strong challenge. The reason why is to get you, hands on the keyboard. Now, that in mind, our challenges are not designed to just suck up all of your attention. We understand you have other things to do. You have all these wonderful creative projects you want to work on. So think of them as a nice little adjacent, exercise to keep you going and give you a little quick win. So in order to involve yourself, if you have not already, you do need to sign up. Sign up there down below. The reason why is that in order to participate, you will in fact need to submit through the writer's desk. Okay, and everybody can. You don't have to be a paid member. This is a free challenge. I know a lot of you are Autocrit Pro members, and shout out to our all Autocrit Pro members out there. But if you aren't, it's fine. You can still use the writer's desk, and you can submit there. And we'll tell you how to do all of that at the end of the challenge. Don't worry about that just yet. When it comes to the challenge rules, ultimately, we're going to be looking for a short story, less than 1,000 words. And the reason why is because we read them live here. So if you go back in time and you look at some of the other challenges we've done in the past, we actually read them live. And then sorry, somebody was asking me for the link. Go ahead and throw that in there. We read them live, and then the audience gets to vote on who the ultimate winner is, which I think is a lot of fun. And it helps me out because it's often very difficult to decide who is the ultimate winner. But of course, we're going to have prizes. We'll have prizes for the grand winner, and we also will have prizes just for involving yourself. So, yes, Lynn, you want to be a pro member, but you can't do that just now? Well, as involving yourself in this challenge, you'll have the opportunity to perhaps win some things like some of our academy classes and things like that. So, yes, absolutely. Your goal is to take the classes and see if you can get a foot in the door as a writer. It's always great to hear from people who have taken our classes or, taken our advice and have gone places. We certainly have some success stories. If any of you are a success story, go ahead and shout out. Go ahead and give yourself a pat on the back for that. And you can let us know in the chat. 1,000 words is pretty short. It is. The reason why, again, is for the logistical reason that we want to read them on air, and also it is a bit of a challenge just to get yourself succinct like that. It's brief. Um, and then, of course, we don't want you to be too distracted by the challenge. We know you have other projects you want to work on, so it's for all those reasons. But yes, less than 1,000 words. For daily accountability, yes. There is an extra way to win prizes. This is specifically for Autocrit Pro members. If you are an Autocrit Pro member, you can join the daily accountability thread on a daily basis and just post in there. You don't have to post anything specific. You just have to post something. Check in, answer the question that's posed in there. We're always giving daily little pick me ups right in our daily accountability thread in the community. And if you're an Autocrit Pro member, you have access to that. And that's just a way for you to win some extra prizes as a little thank you to our Autocrit Pro members as well. Used Autocrit for your first book. Awesome. Fantastic. Fantastic. Hemingway wrote a short story in 6 words. 1,000 is a lot. I love that flip on the way that a lot of the other people were thinking. Like, it's so short. Depends on how you think of it, right? So we are going to give you some prompts at random. Now, it's not complete random because we asked you, our Autocrit Pro members, to give us some words. So do not blame me for the words that are about to pop up. They are randomly drawn from these words that the audience was asked for, but we did not invent the word list. The word list did, in fact, come from our Autocrit Pro members. And it's going to be a object, a setting, and a verb. Okay. Now, I'm going to say something a little bit differently than the way that we've done it in the past. And that's because of how one of these came out. Typically, we always wanted you to use the word as is. In this situation, I'm willing to accept something that is the same, but not in the same exact wording. Okay, so like let me just for example, if I said that the noun was the object was a door, if you said portal, I would count that, right? So keep that in mind. However, in the spirit of the challenge, I would try to use the word as closely as possible. And again, this is all for fun. It is free, all of those things. All right. So, the other thing you're going to need to know is plot twists are coming. Okay, we have a plot twist coming in a couple weeks. We give you a couple of weeks to essentially form your 1,000 word story. That's the idea. And then we're going to give you a twist. Now you could in fact wait for the twist, right? And not write your story until then. But that's not really the way that the challenge is supposed to work. The reason why is because we know along the way in your writing journey for this year, you're going to end up where you're going to need to pivot. You're going to come up with creative ideas and then you're going to change your mind about them. And so again, this is like an exercise, right? Think of it like what was it, like calisthenics or whatever, it's like getting your blood up. So think of it like that. And so the twist is designed and it will be challenging. Um, we're probably actually going to use our Autocrit Pro members again to help you to help come up with our twist because it's fun to do. And then we're going to have even another twist the week after that. Yes. So the idea is you write your 1,000 words with our prompt, you get a twist, you have to make adjustments. You get another twist, you have to make adjustments again, and then you submit. So submissions will be due on November 28th at 11:59 p.m. So basically the 29th, right? And the 30th is going to be when we announce the ultimate finalist. So you can think of the challenge as basically ending on the 28th more or less for the sake of that's when you have to submit your work. Did I say November 28th? Sorry, January 28th. Yes, I'm sorry. I misspoke. Yes, January 28th. I don't know what I was thinking. Yes, January 28th. Don't so think about it from that standpoint. And really think about it from the standpoint of you're gonna want to get it done pretty fast after that second twist. Okay. Like you don't want to wait until the last minute. We have that happen every time and they wait and then the submission closes and they're like, whatever. Yes, and today is Tuesday. I always rely on calendars, right? It's artist brain. Like we don't know what time it is. Like that's like why? Why do we need to know what time it is? We don't live in time. All right, so let's get to the prompt, right? Enough dilly-dallying with things. If you have any questions about any of the living in the past or the future, Daniel, both, right? You know. It's like Gandalf, right? I'm always where I exactly mean to be. I do want another Thanksgiving dinner. Yeah, maybe that's right. Did we all remember it's 2014? I like that. All right. So the object is what is the object that you must include in your story? Drum roll. The object is a pair of worn ballet shoes. Ooh. So a pair of worn ballet shoes. Now you could decide what that means, how they're used. They could be on a mural, they could be on a sculpture, they could actually be shoes. It could be the character has worn them, it could be somebody else wore them. Is there a way to reinterpret what a ballet shoe is? I don't know. You can be inventive. That's fine. It just says a pair of worn ballet shoes. So it could be that somebody is wearing them currently, or it could be they're worn out, as in they're old. It doesn't say. Right? Feel free to go a little abstract with this. It's okay. We're going to be fairly lenient on how you use the prompt as long as we see a good, a well-intended effort. Yes, we have people asking worn is in someone's feet or worn is in wearing and breaking down. I will accept both because the word worn is not clear and that gives you more options. Sure. Do they have to be integral to the plot or can they just be mentioned? That's up to you. They do, in fact, have to be mentioned. The audience at the end may appreciate, I mean, I know I would, a particularly well used, using the prompts as integral to the plot because that implies you really leaned into all of these prompts, right? But yeah, you get to decide. You get to decide. No worries. Yes, there will be an email that will let you know about all of these rules and the prompts. So, while feel free to go ahead and write it down. You do not have to worry. We will be sending you an update, and that's another reason, of course, to sign up, and you'll get all of those emails with all of those rules and reminders and all of those things, like that extra reminder at the very end where it's like, oh, did you remember to submit? That can save your life, right? You may just forget. Again, artists, we don't know what time it is most of the time. At least I don't. Maybe I don't speak for all artists. All right, so what about the setting? What setting must we include? Okay, so this setting is highly specific. I did not write it. It came from our community, but I do really like it. But I do want to say you do not have to use this word for word. Okay. Just this is the setting. The setting is a campsite on the shore of a man made lake that drowned a town and still contains the structures and the graveyard. I love this setting. I think that's fantastic. I think it's a really, really cool setting. However, yes, you do not have to include a sentence that looks exactly like this for sure. I'm glad I speak for you. You never know where you are. That's great. Excuse me for my cough, by the way. It is allergy season where I am. I'm okay. Trust me. All right. So the verb. Now, this verb, I really do want you to include as is, right? I mean, you can include a different tense of it or something like that, but I'm going to be specifically looking for this verb, not a synonym of this verb. Okay. Just keep that in mind. I gave you the option to not use the words exactly for the last one because again, that was fairly lengthy, but I did really like it. I didn't want to throw it out because I thought it was a great suggestion. Okay. So the verb is flambe. Yes. Flambe is your verb. I like it. So, again, this could mean all different kinds of things, right? I'm not necessarily going to I'm not going to it could even be in the context of it not exactly being used as a verb. I'll just say that. There's options. There's options with the flambe, right? Can it be used as a noun? Yes. I'll say yes. Although, yes. Flambe can also be used as a noun. Yes. So yes, you can use it as a noun. You do need to use it as is as a word, you know, adjective. Sure. There's lots of options for flambe. So that's fine. The fact that it's a versatile word, you're okay. I think adjective it would have to be flambéed, right? Um not flambe. I could be wrong. I'd have to think about it if there's an adjective used for flambe that is an adjective. Watch the tenses. Yes, that's a word that you may not get the tenses correct. All right. So, you may change the verb tense. Yes, you may. Yes, you may change the verb tense. Crepe Suzette flambe. Yeah, is that correct though? See, I don't know enough about it to know if that's correct or if it should be flambéed, like if you want to be grammatically exact about the name of that dish. So I don't know. A flambe pan. There you go. Okay. That's an adjective. You're right. Thank you. I can always count on my audience to come in there for me. Okay. So your notes for setting is just port deposit, a local lake near where you grew up. That's awesome. Well, that's fantastic. All right, so these are your prompts. I'm not going to spend a lot of time today because I'm sure you're anxious to go ahead and get started writing. So I'm going to be again kicking off this challenge. Sign up below if you haven't yet. In the meantime, if for all of you who are Autocrit Pro members, we have all kinds of events going on in the Autocrit world. We have the Fantasy Sci-Fi Club this evening, where I'm going to be talking about how to begin your sci-fi fantasy story. Now, um, if you have not, or if you are not, excuse me, a genre if you're not a writer of the sci-fi fantasy genre, feel free to still join us because opening your sci-fi fantasy is not wildly different than opening any other type of story. Right. And so feel free to join us and get involved and be part of the community. It's really anybody is welcome sort of thing. Tomorrow, typically, we have the horror club. However, we're going to change things up a little bit with a Autocrit variety hour, we like to call it around here. And Catherine is going to come on at 6 p.m. Eastern tomorrow and explain to us how she uses the story analyzer, but in a book with multiple points of view. So we get asked that a lot. Can you use the story analyzer even if you have multiple protagonists or multiple points of view? She's going to explain her processes about it. Somebody was asking what the object was. It was a pair of worn ballet slippers. And yes, if you ever want to know where anything is, you can go to the calendar section of Autocrit. And you can not only RSVP within Autocrit, which adds it to your events, but you can even add events to your Google Calendar and get little updates and whatnot. And we have Accountability Club every week. So for those of you who want to keep yourself accountable, we heard all of those great ideas or all those great goals you have for 2024. And I'm so excited. And we want to help. We want to be part of that, right? We want you to achieve everything that you're setting out to do. So on Mondays, we have 2 sessions of the Accountability Club. We have a morning session and an evening session. So please, in fact, join us for that. Again, you can come in anytime. You don't have to be a regular member. You can come in, drift out, come in 1 week, come back a few weeks later. It's all very casual. Somebody's asking if the variety hour will be recorded. Yes, we do in fact record most of our club sessions so that you can watch it later. You may have to become a pro member now just for the accountability club. I mean, there's so many reasons to become a pro member. Obviously, the writer's desk is fantastic. What with the uh, story builder and the story analyzer and all our wonderful reports to help you with your line editing and all of those things and the note card system. And I could go on and on and on. But yeah, we have our clubs too, right? Accountability club, fantasy clubs, sci-fi club, mystery club, horror club, and our Autocrit variety hours. So yeah. Always a good idea, if you ask me, to become an Autocrit Pro member. Now, another event we have coming up, this is one of our premium courses, is going to be Fiction Forge. So this is an opportunity for you to uh, get some assistance with working on a book from start to finish. So this is a 60-day program. And the way it works is on a weekly basis, we're going to talk about probably where you're at in your book, or at least we're going to go from start to finish. So if you are not, if you're just starting a book, right, this is your first draft, it works great because we're going to start with the opening and just take you step by step. And we're going to also have accountability sessions. So we're going to have a week and we're going to talk about openings. And then the next week, the idea is that, well, hopefully you've written your opening. How did it go? What kind of suggestions do what kind of questions do you have about what came up in that week? What do you need clarification about? What are you struggling with? And then we move on to the next step. And then we move on to the next step. And we're going to keep doing that for 60 days. So it's just a great way to get your book going from start to finish. I know some of you are like, I just need to finish the thing. It's a great program to sign up for because, again, we're going to hold you accountable to help you get that accomplished by the end of the 60 days. And it's not quite as fast as I know last year we did the full throttle. That was 30 days. That was pretty quick. We decided to slow things down. Still quick, but not nearly as fast for people who want to work at a slower pace and really have a chance to keep up with what is going on there. Yes. I'm just looking at these comments. Between the 2 classes, critique, group reviews, and writing, you're going to be busy. That's great, though. Keep yourself busy. Busyness is fantastic when it comes to writing or any sort of artistic work because it's momentum. It's all about momentum, right? We, as artists, it's so easy for us to get couch lock where we just sit on the couch and we're like, I don't know, I could do something, but I don't know. You got to keep that momentum up. Stephen King calls it running ahead of the tidal wave. It's just so true. So things like this are incredibly helpful because If you know you got to sign, you got a session, you're going to sign up and you're going to be asked, how did you do? And you're like, I don't know, like I didn't really get as much done. That accountability is incredibly helpful. Can the Fiction Forge classes be added to your Google Calendar? Yes. Excuse me. Yes, in fact, they can. So, when you sign up for the course, you're going to be given a login. Whether or not you're an Autocrit Pro member or not, you will get a login. You can get into our hub and into our Academy page. And then from the Academy page, when you go to look at your course materials, you can add it to your Google Calendar and get reminders all throughout the 60 days for sure. Finish the first draft. Yes, not just the planning. No, the idea is that we're moving forward, right? It may not be full throttle like NaNoWriMo level, but it's fairly intense. This is designed for people who really want to get things done and not, you know, sit on their hands. Now, on the other hand, if you get behind, everything in Fiction Forge is recorded. So you can always go back and you can catch up, right? So it's no pressure. It's not like I'm going to be there standing, with with a little rejection sheet or something, or whatever. I'm not going to be grading you and you're going to ruin your GPA or something if you don't keep up. However, a little bit of fire underneath you, a little bit of forging fire, these sort of things can be helpful. Yes, we're deliberately starting this in January because we know a lot of people, they begin their year. What's their new year resolution? I want to write a book. Well, make it happen. Make it happen. All right. Getting back to Start Strong Challenge. Is there a certain amount of times we have to use the words in an object? No, they just have to be included at least once, right? Now, again, somebody was asking how prominent do they need to be? If you figure out a way to make the well-worn ballet shoes in a unique and interesting way all throughout the story, I'm not saying you will do better with the audience for sure, but I would imagine you might because I think the audience is going to be impressed with that. I would be. So, I can tell you that. But no, for the purpose of making it to the final, you will not be rejected. I, of course, am going to be looking for innovative uses, and so are all other judges, but we're not going to be throwing things out just because it's mentioned once, for sure. You'll have to watch replays. That's fine. You can do that as well. It won't lift your GPA either. No, unfortunately, it doesn't do that either. I know. I loved my creative courses in school because it was like, yay, these were great. You can use Mickey Mouse and ballet shoes as public now. I know it's interesting, right? Public domain. We should probably do something on public domain at some point because we do get a lot of questions about that. So I appreciate the comment, to be honest. Maybe we can do a live stream or a member event about public domain at some point. If you'd be interested, if you are interested, comment below or comment in the chat and let me know. Would you be interested in dealing with public domain characters? I'd love that. You're getting tons of email replies to the accountability thread. Is there a way to turn off all the emails? Yes. When you in the system, I would suggest because it's hard to tell you here on air. Go to the little bubble in the bottom right and just click and get the support team to help you out. There is a way for you to limit the amount of uh, emails you get in terms of notifications. Don't worry about that. You do not have to be barraged with notifications. Okay, looks like yes, yes for public domain. All right, we'll figure it out. Yeah. Okay. Mystery. Yes, Mystery Club. Excuse me. Mondays, the first Monday and the third Monday of the month are going to be Mystery Club. However, this Monday, we're actually going to be kicking off our romance club. I know, a little passion going on in the Autocrit world. So, we will be kicking off the romance club Monday at 8:30 p.m. And again, if you're an Autocrit Pro member, you can join us for that, or you can watch the replay later on. Oh, awesome. So glad to hear see you there, Lynn. I hopefully you show up to all these events, right? Now that you signed up for it. That's what it's all about. And we can make your 2024 fantastic. So great to have you. All right. So let me go back here. I know. Very exciting. Start strong challenge. Before I wrap things up, are there any other questions about the Start Strong challenge? Any questions at all before I wrap this up? Okay, I'm going to give a second here. People are interested in public domain characters. They're interested in the romance club. I know I'm very excited about that. Always a fan of romance. Yes, technically, Steamboat Willie version of Mickey is the only one that's become public domain, and there's even more rules than that. I don't recommend just diving into that without a little bit more knowledge because it gets a little bit tricky. What was the setting? The setting was a little bit complicated, so I'll go ahead and read it again. And again, you don't have to use it as verbatim. And that is the setting is a campsite on the shore of a man made lake that drowned a town and still contains the structures and the graveyard. So there you are. All right. Well, I'll go ahead and wrap this up and I'll let you get back to writing. Again, if you did not sign up yet, the link is there below. Like and subscribe and hit the bell for more updates for this challenge. It is free to join, anybody can be part of it. I'm so excited for 2024 and all of the wonderful things that are going to be coming our way, especially for all of you in the community, because with the attitude that I'm seeing here in the chat, you're going to have a fantastic year. And I'm really excited to be part of it. So thank you for letting me be part of your writing journey. And I will see you all later. Bye, everybody. You have a wonderful day.